Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be making a somewhat interesting, I suppose somewhat risky video, because I do want to talk about the one last thing a lot of shitbags are trying to attack me about, trying to justify their own misdeeds. And I have pretty much always believed that the best way to take power away from unsavory characters is to bring everything to light and let every single person judge things for themselves. And whilst I have in past openly talked about me used to me mersing in past, me playing other accounts for money, for profit, which is something that I got into in about year one, about a year after I started playing the game. So that would be 2015, end of 2015. And I did it for about 2 more years. So let's say 2016, 17. So all that stuff is about 5, 6 years removed from now. Basically, I stopped it because I didn't want to carry on, because I realized it's a shitty thing to do, that much of my self justifications for doing it, uh, are wrong. And I decided that if I want to play the game, then I'd much rather actually try to be helpful to the community, start making videos, start growing the community, and just, do it the proper way. There was one thing that I never openly talked about on the channel, but that a lot of people do know, especially if you have been playing back then. And that does refer to something that I often have referred to as the worst decision in my MCOC quote unquote playing career. Now, what again we need to understand is that about 8, 7 years ago, whole attitude towards this game was a lot more laid back and casual. And on top of it, count piloting, alliance war piloting was pretty much the norm. 20 of 20 Masters Alliances piloted their inaugural seasons. And that was also the time when I joined MMX after the very first Alliance War season. But my ability to join MMX came with a catch. At that point, I had a very big account, about 850, 900k hero base rating, and that was considered very good at the time, but not quite the MMX level. In today's terms, not quite TCN level, right? And the person who really wanted me to join MMX, and he's quite a cool guy, by the way, so nothing against him, he effectively said that I cannot join MMX because my prestige is too small. So he talked me into effectively upgrading my account. So my account changed from 850k to slightly above 1 million. That was a time when 6 stars were barely launched and all of them were crap, and pretty much everybody had like one rank 5 blade. That was the only rank 5 you could get into the game. So the actual change, the actual impact was that I had slightly higher prestige, but many of the champions that were ranked on that account that I got upgraded to were not the ones that I would have ranked, because they were prestige rank ups back in the day, and that included stuff like Phoenix and things like that. That is also the exact reason why this account appears on the Polish leaderboard. So if I do go to the Summoner leaderboard and we go to region, this Poland, that is the reason why my account appeared in the Polish leaderboard. Because I am not the original owner of it. But ever since the very first video uploaded on my channel, I played this account and I grew it again from one rank 5 5-star to whatever it is right now. Every single bit of effort put in, every single 6-star rank up, every single 7-star pull, everything of it was done by me, and not by mersing and not by cheating, just playing this game properly. And the very easy proof and argument of that is you guys have documented history of it. And rewind to the very, very oldest videos on my channel. That's a time when Variant 1 content was super influential. Before the Act of 6.1 release, I believe, or just about at the time of 6.1 being released. And this is the one thing that cheaters today like to, quote unquote, threaten me with or leave comments about how, I bought that account. By the way, I never actually bought it. It was something that, got arranged for me, and I agreed to it. I also do regret it, by the way. I think it absolutely was not worth the change because I left MMX after like one season. That was the only alliance I actually ever got kicked out of, but I'm super grateful that I got kicked out of super quickly. And I just kept playing on this account because what other choice did I have? And looking back, I kind of wish I never changed that account, or even if I did, I wish that I started that account back up from scratch. But again, that this account exactly was at like 1 million hero base rating. It was like 6 years ago. And yet again, I have made no qualms about it that my start in this game was dodgy. It was much easier to get involved with the whole mercenary thing because people just looked at this game as something very casual and not really hurting anybody. And then over time it grew. And the public, obviously, sentiments changed. Cheating is much more, mercing and piloting and everything else surrounding it is much more scoffed at. So now this video does ultimately leave the one last thing that I did not openly talk about on my channel flat out there, and you guys can do what you will with it. But I will absolutely refuse to leave this one last bullet in the chamber of all the people who come to the channel, leave hateful messages, think that they can threaten me or strong arm me, that I can't talk about some topics, or that, everything they are doing is justified because I did something stupid and something that I regret 6-7 years ago. That is it. Nothing else has changed. Every single thing that you have seen on this channel, I have done by myself. The change in account, honestly, was minor, and it was minor benefit from it, but it had a huge downsides to it later down the line. That's how I'm going to put it, because a lot of people have tried to come after me with this. Therefore, I do think that, a large amount of people do know about it, obviously, and like to use it as some sort of, blackmail tool or what have you. But here we are. Now, you can do what you will. As a side note, before anybody blows this out of proportion as well, I can openly tell you that there are people working at Kabam who are aware of this. And if you think that it is something outrageous, then do know that vast majority of top-end accounts are not being currently played by the people who started them. That is the consequence of Kabam allowing this type of behavior in the past, and still allowing it, to be honest, and this game living for 9 years or so. I'm not saying it's anything positive at all. It is something that, yet again, I regret. I did not think it will have any major implications in future. I could never imagine at that time that I would still be playing this game so many years down the line. I could never imagine that, I will end up putting that much time and effort in this game. Therefore, I just didn't really think it through. And that's why, this alongside my initial experience with the types of people that, are coming after me right now, is the exact reason why I wanted to talk about this and make the video about this. Do not let somebody else's behavior be a justification for your own bad behavior. And there is a very, very good reason why I moved away from all of these people and all of this behavior. Why I ended up in New Nation as an alliance that stays away as far as possible from all of this type of stuff and all of those type of people. Because it's just not worth it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, people like to say this is just a game. It isn't. I don't think it is, at least not for many of us. For many of us, it is a stress outlet, a place to escape, a community to interact with. Especially now that the world is getting more isolated and more things are done online, it is extremely important to find the circles and the groups of people that make you feel better. And you're not going to find it with cheaters, with modders, with sour people who justify their own bad behavior with, well, because of the bad behavior of BAM or other people. So here we are. I did end up swapping my account, upgrading it about 7 years ago now, 6 or 7 years ago now. Shortly before I stopped mersing and a while before I started my YouTube channel. If this is a reason for you to unsubscribe, be my guest. I can't change any of those things. I can say that I regret it, because I do. I never did it. It was absolutely not worth it. And you can run to Kabam insisting that I get banned for something that happened 6 or 7 years ago, knowing that every other top tier Whale Alliance account is just like mine. And if I do get banned, then I'll take it on the chin. It will be crappy, it will be shitty, but I will figure out what I do afterwards. Be that on this channel or be that just taking a break from YouTube altogether. It is not a decision, obviously. It is not my decision. And one thing I do know for a fact, I am done letting people threaten me over this. Because there are a lot of people who do not like the things that I say, despite them being true. Because they do want to justify their current bad behavior, their current violations of TOS and cheating, by referring to something that I did in my mid-20s 7 years ago. And that's where I'll leave it. But this is the one very, very last thing that people thought they can use against me. Well, no more. Hopefully, see you soon, guys. Bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information